Good evening, YouTube! Welcome to the Perfect Podcast Show! Tonight, it's the really late anti-weed cartoon discussion. Plus, we finally discuss Spongebob Rehydrated. I'm Jeff the Shark, and I think Coolsville sucks! And now your host, it's Pikachu Allspark!
Shout it to the listening buddy, go! Build it up! Absolutely nothing.
Welcome to the Perfect Podcast Show. I am your host, the king of YouTube, Pikachu Allspark. Yes, we've returned. This is another week of the Perfect Podcast Show. And it's on a Monday this week. I'm kind of late on this one. The next one should be out on Saturday again, so, you know, that's what I'm shooting for, and we're going to try to make sure that happens. So yes, the Perfect Podcast Show is back, and got a lot to discuss in this one. A lot to discuss. First, in regards to this channel here, I got something amazing coming tomorrow. The relaunch of a franchise that people thought was gone, but no, it's not. It's not gone. It's coming back, and it's coming back tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Yes, brand new video coming tomorrow. That's 2 days in a row. Am I even able to do that? Does that defy the laws of what I'm able to do? I don't know. Does this mean I have to edit 2 things on Sunday? Why, yes, it does. In case you don't know, I'm filming this on Sunday, and was going to be editing Tuesday's video on Sunday as well. So, yeah, a lot of stuff to edit on Sunday. Anyways, so let's get into another thing. Something that I didn't discuss previously, but will now, is the anti-weed cartoon that I recently put out. Yes, it's kind of been a yearly occurrence of mine to make some sort of anti-marijuana comment on April the 20th. I've been doing it for a few years now. It started on Twitter, from what I can remember. Apparently, according to a friend I know, I did some sort of other anti-weed cartoon a few years ago, but I don't remember it. So, yeah, that's leaving me hopelessly confused. But anyways, so the origins of this, from what I remember, started on Twitter, where a few years ago I posted an anti-weed message in a tweet, and then the next year I did another tweet, I believe. My memory's kind of fuzzy. My memory's always kind of fuzzy. I really fucking hate not being able to remember a lot of stuff. But anyways, I can remember it being 2 tweets in a row that I made some sort of anti-weed joke on April 20th. And then, in 2019, I did a comic, a little 3-panel comic. And I thought, if I'm doing comics, I might as well have this thing do the next phase of evolution, What would the next phase of evolution from a comic be? Well, that next phase of evolution, a video, of course, so that's where that came from. And yeah, now, the way I see it, I am kind of serious about the anti-weed thing. Like, I have no plans of doing it myself. I've never done it, but I've seen the effect it has on people. Like, I've gone online, I've watched TV, I know what this stuff does to you. It turns you into a lazy, insufferable prick Like, it just turns you into, like, the biggest dickhead in the building. And, quite frankly, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the biggest dickhead in the building. I don't want to be... Like, if you Google image search the word stoner, you'll see what I'm talking about. I don't want to be that. I will never have any desire whatsoever to be that. And there are people who say that marijuana is a gateway into the harder drugs. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, a lot of people say it's not. So, you know, I think the narrative of that is that the people who are saying it's are crazy, but, you know, I don't know. I mean, if you interview a lot of people who have done the hard stuff, I'm betting they'll tell you they did weed first. But, yeah, I think that's one of those not always types of deals, you know. 99% of people who do weed probably aren't going to do a harder thing, but, you know, that 1% is there. And, yeah. I don't know if this is the actual statistics. I didn't try to find them, because why would I? Why would I research this topic I'm going to be talking about? Why would I ever do something like that? No, that's stupid. That would be preparing for this podcast, is what that would be. And we all know I don't do that. No, kind of the point of this podcast is for me to just turn on my voice recorder and talk for 20 minutes. That's what it's been for the past few weeks. It wasn't always 20 minutes, but recently I've been thinking that, you know, podcasts, you're not clicking a podcast to get like a 10-minute video, you know. Podcasts aren't supposed to be short, and the enjoyable podcasts really are not short ones. They're elongated. So recently I've decided to make the unofficial cutoff for the podcast 20 minutes. It often goes over 20 minutes, so, you know, we'll see how long this one goes. I'm gonna try to make it at least 20, you know, talk for like 12 more minutes or something. And, you know, I got a lot to talk about. So, in addition to... So, some more things about the anti-weed cartoon, right. So, more things about it is that, I did that cartoon entirely in the space of one day, if it wasn't completely and totally obvious, due to the limited movements and the limited movements in it. If that doesn't expose how did this in one day that cartoon is, I don't know what will. So yes, I did that entirely on the Sunday before it was posted. Like, the entire thing. The voice recordings, the animation itself, the editing, all of it in one day. And it's not the first cartoon I've made in one day. A few years ago, when I was doing the weekly LEGO Spongebob Adventures videos, I would often do cartoons in one day for those when I was, you know, because every episode since 2014 has had a cartoon in it. I feel like, I like doing the cartoons for them. I think it's great, and it's a fantastic evolution of the series. You gotta evolve as the years go on, and I feel like that's, you know, the way to do it, to put more work into something and make it even better than you would ever even imagined when you first conceptualized it or whatever. But that's another tangent. So yes, I made the anti-weed cartoon all in one day, and it was a really long day, really difficult day, and I made it on something called Pencil 2D it's a Windows animation program, and That's what I've been using since 2019 when I switched from my 3DS finally into, into these new HD animations I've been making. And I like the way Pencil 2D animations come out. I think I think it's a good program, but it's got a lot of bugs in it, and I feel like they need to hammer some of those bugs out, One major thing I noticed with the newest version of it, which is the one I have, is that you have to create more than one sound layer in order to get more than one sound on there. And the previous version I was using on my old computer, you could just put all the sounds on one sound layer, so they should fix that. I was gonna use the previous version on my new computer, but it didn't work, and the program crashed. Like, it didn't crash my entire computer, but the program itself crashed. So yeah, I just got the new one, and that was that. So I feel like I've said everything I have to say here. I don't know if I can add on much. And my drawing tablet experience so far, doing all my art drawings that I use in videos and post on Twitter with comics, doing this stuff is, it's been fun. I enjoyed drawing with the drawing tablet. It was a little weird at first, because, the screen that I'm looking at is the computer screen, and I'm drawing on this thing that I'm holding. It's like I'm not directly drawing on the thing I'm holding. It felt weird at first, but, you get used to it. And, so we reached the halfway mark in this podcast. How are you liking it so far? Another thing I wanted to talk about, and I guess we'll consider this the main event. I haven't been trying to avoid this subject. I've just been forgetting about it every week, because I'm a really forgetful person, and I often forget about everything. So yes, something I need to talk about is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, the remake of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, the old GameCube, PS2, and Xbox game, that game, which is widely considered to be the best SpongeBob game ever, and I would have to agree with that. It's a really fantastic game. I have played the original on many occasions. I enjoyed it a lot, and I've been really looking forward to this new version of it ever since it was announced. This is legit the only video game that I'm actually excited for this year. Like, every other game that's coming out this year can go suck a butt, because this is the only one that matters. This is the only one that's important. This is the only one that I will actually pay for, Like, I do not care about every other video game this year. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, it's the only one I care about. And I feel like I haven't been letting these thoughts be heard. I haven't been voicing these thoughts, and it's something you guys gotta know. I'm going to get this video game, and it's going to be amazing. So something that I can talk about this video game, because, recently on YouTube, a new trailer has been dropped for it, showcasing the downtown Bikini Bottom area. And I gotta say, it was looking really nice, It was looking really nice in the downtown Bikini Bottom area. They showed the rooftops and playing as Sandy in that trailer, and I thought that was pretty cool. It looked like the swinging mechanism, me saying mechanism when referring to a video game. But anyways, it looked like the swinging might feel a bit different. I don't know how to really say what I'm saying here, but if you played the original, that when you're playing as Sandy on those rooftops, you can swing across these little Texas-shaped things that are floating around, and it looked like when you were swinging on those in the new version that it looks like it's gonna feel different. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, not exactly sure how to describe it, but it just looks like it's gonna feel different from the original experience. The whole swing, the swing animation was different, basically. And yeah, I know it's a new game. All of the animations are new and different. But for some odd reason, that one sticks out at me. For some odd reason, that one just sticks out as... whoa. Also, another thing, it's like, when you're going to use Sandy's lasso thing, you used to be able to see, like, a hand pointing down at whatever you were going to lasso, and they've replaced that with a circle in this game. Like, what the fuck is that? A circle? Are you kidding me? That's not gonna deter me from buying the game. Of course not. I'm still gonna buy the game, but you know, a fucking circle? Are you kidding me? Oh man, it's just, you know, that gloved hand pointing down at whatever you were gonna do the lasso to, that was iconic. That was something straight out of video game history right there. You know, it's something that'll go down with the greats in gaming, and they just fucking replaced it. What is that? So yeah, so they also showed some Spongebob gameplay in there. You know, when Spongebob can turn to a ball. They showed that for like a brief second. Well, actually, they showed it for a few seconds. It's been like 2 days since I've seen this trailer, so you know, I'm having difficulties remembering it. Yeah, I have difficulty remembering a lot of stuff constantly, always. I hate it. I hate the not remembering thing, is what I'm trying to say. That's what I hate. Yeah. Yeah, that's just how my life goes, though, you know? Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I thought this new trailer looked great. And that's combined with all the other stuff we've seen in this game so far, which is like... There's like the 12 minutes from Jellyfish Fields, the King Jellyfish fight. We've seen a bunch of GIFs and screenshots on the official Steam page and stuff. And all of it's looking pretty good so far. I'm not hating anything I'm seeing, you know. And I kind of like the way that Gary the Snail looks in this game compared to the other one. Yeah, I think he looks better in this. And I don't know if that'll be a controversial thing to say. Or maybe people will agree with me. Who knows? But it's the internet, so you know, nobody can just agree on the internet. Everything's got to be a fight. Everything's got to be a debate. Everything's got to be a big thing. But in all seriousness, though, yeah, I keep saying I think this game's going to be a good one. Well, it's probably going to be a good one. I mean, look at the source material, right? Like, look at the original game. It was fucking fantastic. And now they're making it again. Now a whole new generation of players is going to discover this game. And also people like me who played the original. So, you know, it's out there for a wide variety of people. And, you know, I'm willing to bet that the kids of today, that they don't own, you know, a Nintendo GameCube, a PlayStation 2, or an original Xbox, you know. They don't own any of the platforms this game was on, and it's not on any of the virtual stores, you know. It's not on any of the... You can't download it from any of those stores, and sure, you could play it on an emulator, but, I mean, how many kids today are playing emulators, right? Like, from what I've been able to tell, most people just simp to paying for old things these days. Like, you don't just, you know, do what you're supposed to do and get it on an emulator, you know. But then again, I mean, some emulators don't work on all computers. You know, yeah, there's some emulators you gotta have a really good computer to work on. I've tried to get a GameCube emulator to work on like 5 different computers and it hasn't worked yet. I'm afraid to try it on my new computer. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that. But yeah, a whole new generation of kids is going to get to play this game, and it's just going to be great, you know? Because then they'll discover the magic that we discovered back in the day, you know? Me and the other people who played it back then. You know, I keep saying back in the day. I'm a fucking fraud. I first played it in 2009. Like, it's only 6 years after it came out, you know, in 2009, so I can kind of still say I played it, you know, back in the day, quotation marks. But either way, I liked it. I thought it was a great game, you know. And I look forward to playing the new version. And I don't think I can say anything else on that. And look at that. We're at the 20-minute mark. And I know it doesn't seem all that organic to cut the podcast off here, but I am legit out of things to talk about. So, yeah, that was this week's episode of the Perfect Podcast Show. You can follow me on Twitter at Pikachu Allspark, my second channel, Pikachu Allspark TV. And until next week, all hail the king.
Would you just